All right, y'all know how we do this. We're going spot the scam challenge right now. Okay, can you find it? Can you find it? I'm gonna bring some softballs in here. All right, first of all, we're gonna start off easy. This is level 1. This is email I got a few days ago. Okay, a lot of our stuff is user submitted, so our customers send us these, say, hey, just making sure this is a scam, which I love because y'all are crushing it in terms of getting this stuff right. We see a false sense of urgency, iCloud storage is going to be deleted. It's a classic in terms of its delivery and kind of how easy it is to actually spot. And I also want to say, if you have your stuff in iCloud storage, if you don't pay your bill, theoretically, Apple gives you 90 days before they come back. They certainly don't send emails like this. And I've actually, when I worked at Apple, I've never seen anyone's data actually deleted just because a card got expired. So this one, we're definitely, boom, right away. Is it a scam? How about this one? She said I could use her name. I'm just going to call her Miss Ann today. She did an amazing job identifying this and then sent this to me. And I actually, talk about a classic. I call this one Scam Classic because this was so popular for the Geek Squad subscriptions to come through like 2017, 2018. That's when we were seeing a lot of this stuff. But we can see here, your Geek Squad subscription has successfully been renewed for 48 months. Great job. So this is coming out the other angle, right? They say, the first one we saw, iCloud, you better pay or else you're gonna lose your stuff. This one they're saying, hey, great news. Your payment cleared. You have nothing to worry about. And then they have this nice little number. We're actually gonna give them a call right now. You may have seen on our podcast where we actually did this call live and got through, someone picked up. And you can check out that video on your own, but right now, let's just see 525 54, little red flag there, right? An extra dash in the last part of the number, 5452. Let's give it a shot, see what we hear.
The number you dialed is not in service. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Oh, man.
The number you dialed is not in service at this time.
I really wanted that one for the video. And it was live. How many days ago was that? Yeah, so it's Monday now. This was on Thursday. So in 4 days, that number got pulled. They only got 4 days out of it. And I'll tell you why they got 4 days out of it. Because if we actually go and we can find our friends, who's our friends, you ask? The government, of course. The FCC is responsible for taking care of these scams. We got all these different categories: phone, internet, TV. Obviously, we're going to take a look at phone first. Start your complaint. And here we can actually submit our email address and the number that we had a problem with, in this case 888-525-5254, and say this was used with a scam. Appears you guys have removed it. Good job. Not enough good jobs going to the government, right now. So big thumbs up. They did it. Unwanted calls, sub issue. Not my own number is being spoofed. We've actually experienced that at Mr. Mac, and we do a whole course on how to thwart scam robocalls, emails, and text messages, and business numbers being spoofed is such an unfortunate thing because they're real companies. So we're gonna go ahead and send this and click submit. So we've talked about before how getting those robocalls and text messages out of your inbox and your voicemail is a team sport, and this is what we mean. We actually have an opportunity to fight these guys together, because when the FCC gets one, scam call, they're probably not going to track that one down. If they get 10,000 in 2 days, that's going to tell them that it's time to track down this number and get these guys the scam registry. Let's look at one more. This one went to me. That's right. I get targeted too. Please pay your fast track toll on the toll roads before February 11th. So this one going back to pay or else. Now, they're not threatening to avoid data loss if I actually fork up the dough, but they are saying that we're going to get late fees. And this is something that I wanted to bring to the... Now, number one, did you spot the scam? Of course. Look at the email address sending this out. This isn't something that we would expect for fast track tolls, but are we sure? Let's look at let's go ahead to the toll roads -eujm.top. $6.50/US. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty reasonable. That's pretty reasonable. If you were only $6.53 over your toll bill, you might take care of that. You know why? Because you don't want it to go to $26.53, right? The toll road scam is high right now. We might use the word trending. So be careful about this one. This is clearly a scam. We can see here several jump outs. I mean, the whole transportation corridor agency, have you driven on these roads? That's going to be number one. The URL is number two. And then, will drivers who don't pay be fined? Let's find out. What does this actually look like? Name, address, city, Providence. And if I submit my information, they say, due to privacy laws, we cannot provide detailed information before you pay. There are probably privacy laws involved here, but probably not the ones that are protecting me, the card holder. So easy to get our $6.53 paid off here, theoretically. Not easy to determine necessarily, if you actually make it to the website, if this is a scam. A few red flags, but really the number one red flag we can see in that email address, not coming from a business email that we would expect. And speaking of emails and speaking of toll roads, look at this. I'm getting pelted left and right with this stuff. I got this text message, I got this email, and look at this. Now $6.53. They're only asking over here for 48 cents. I don't think so, Harris Toll Road Authority. And so guess what I did? I ignored this one right away. I said, boom, throw that one in the trash. Don't need it. A few days later, I got this email. This seems like a problem. Now my bill is up to $16.48. Let's look at this right now. Now, I don't know that the HCTRA is the Harris County Toll Road Authority, but it's a .org domain, which means, well, it's traditionally used for nonprofits. I don't know how nonprofit the HCTRA is focused, but this email, second time around, looking a lot more legitimate. And you know what this one reminds me of? This one right here. Y'all remember this back in December? I got a lot of questions about this and had a lot of individual conversations about this specific email where it said, hey, let's check on your Apple account. Take a few important steps to keep your data safe. And while it may not look exactly like this, still a little bit not an email that we've seen before from Apple. Now, this email was paired with the change of Apple ID into Apple account. And so Apple was very concerned about that whole transition being picked up by scammers and then using that branding change to incite people to basically go and make changes to their account. And then that would be a scam. That was something that they foresaw as potentially being out there as a scam against their services. And you can see here at the very top, Apple account. So this is one of these situations where we do our test, our challenge. Is this a scam? In this situation from Apple here, no. Let's make sure to use our click down. We know how to do that. We click the blue on your email. On your iPhone, we click the arrow where it is now blue on your computer, and we can see Apple account at insideapple.com. That looks like a good URL. That's a domain that we can trust. And even though the information is different than a lot of security information Apple has sent out, this was a very useful email with useful information that had new features that some of you may have not looked at, like a recovery contact, or keeping your contact information up to date, or a legacy contact in the event of a family member's passing. This is something that can be very important for families, and something that Apple, unfortunately, got a lot of people just going up and clicking that delete button. And I understand that, especially right now, because here I am clicking the delete button on this 48 cent Harris County Toll Road Authority. I'm not sure where I drove 48 cents worth on, by the way. I'm going to have to make a call on this, but clearly this is something that, because we have been so inundated with scams, we're almost in this new environment where we now have to let the good people fight through. We can always test this one now by clicking the link, right? And when we click on that Apple email, we can say, yes, this is the logo that I was looking for. All right. Bless you guys. Great job bringing me these scams. You guys are doing awesome. Like, keep it up. The amount of response that I'm seeing to all this has been excellent. And good job. I hope you passed. Kind of both ways, right? We used to have to say no to everything. Now we got to say, all right, hold on. Who do we say yes to?